Hey, how's it going everyone? Virgos here. So today, I have a Hailey build for you guys that will help you maximize her damage when you are playing a gunplay style Hailey. The thing is, we are going to be using Walk Tightrope and Conditional Recharge so we can get our HP lower to 50%, but this setup will not sacrifice any of her survivability. But before we get to the modules, I want to talk about the Annihilation combo with this setup as well, and why I think it's a bad idea. Okay, so before anything else, for those of you who doesn't know yet, when you're playing a gunplay style Hailey build, you should be spamming your Q as much as you can. Because every time that you use your Q on a target, it will inflict 9 stacks of cryo debuff. Now, every hit or any hit that consumes that debuff will deal an additional flat 50% amount of damage. So for example, you inflicted cryo debuff on Gluttony. If you hit him with a 300k crit, then you will deal an extra 150k damage to him on top of that 300k. So if you're playing a gunplay style Hailey build and you're not spamming your Q, then you are missing on a lot of damage. Okay, so going to my next point. I've seen a lot of videos where they are recommending to use Annihilation Set with the Walk Tightrope and the Conditional Recharge so you can get that full benefit of the Annihilation Set. Now, make no mistake, that 26% firearm attack with the Annihilation Set, you will only get that full benefit if you are at the lowest point of your HP. So the firearm attack is proportional to the HP loss. It's not at 50%. So if you're at 50%, you're only getting about 13% fire attack from the Annihilation Set. And the next point is, if you are using the setup, if you get so much as a scratch from any of Gluttony's attack, or any damage from the roly-polies when you are at your lowest point of HP, then I guarantee you will die. Okay, so let's go to the modules. Before I explain why I'm using these modules, please listen to this. With this setup, please do not maximize the HP conversion. Do not fully upgrade it. It's because we have negative 45% HP in here, and also negative 52 HP in this module as well. So if you maximize the HP conversion defense, then that will put you at negative 100 plus HP. Then you will only have 1 HP and the conditional recharge won't work. Alright? Okay, so if you haven't seen my video before about the gunplay Hailey build, then it's pretty much the same with a couple of changes. I've replaced all the HP modules into shield modules. I've added the HP conversion defense for more defense, and we are not running multi-talented anymore. We are using Walk Tightrope and the conditional recharge so we can get our HP down below 50%. And we still have our shot focus, our maximized conservation for skill cost, and the nimble fingers and the MP conversion for cooldown. Now, with this build, you want to be spamming your cryo round as much as you can, and it has 2.5 seconds cooldown. Now you might think that's a long ass time cooldown, but trust me, it's not. So the way how it works is, when you use your Q, the moment that you fire those icicle shots, the cooldown is already running, as you can see from here. See, as soon as the icicle, the cryo round is done casting, you will almost be at 0 cooldown. So you can still spam this without multi-talented. Okay, so let's talk about the reactor. It doesn't have to match your gun. So any reactor that you have in random, so long as it has a skill cooldown and the skill cost substat. Of course, higher rolls are better. If you can get higher rolls, then that'll be the best. So let's go over the external component. Now, for your auxiliary power, you want Bravery auxiliary power here because it offers you max shield of 275. The base stat is max shield. And for the substat, you want MP recovery out of combat. That's the most important substat for your auxiliary power. And as for the second one, we don't care about HP for this build. And so you can roll fire resistance or just go with whatever you want. And as for the processor, you want Bravery again. Well, it's because it has max shield on its base stat. And as for the substat, you want max shield and shield recovery modifier. I don't have the shield recovery modifier, so I'm just going with this one for now. And the 2-piece effect for the Bravery set is that you will have max shield of 11.9%. That's not much, but an extra is still good. Alright, for the sensor and the memory part of the external component, you want anything that has a max shield. So as for me, I am using Slayer sensor and the Polar Knight memory because they have max shield for the base stat. And for the memory, you want defense and MP recovery modifier for your substat. And as for the sensor, you want max MP and chill resistance. Now that chill resistance right there will play a big role in your survivability when it comes to Gluttony. Alright, so let's talk about survivability. Now, this setup only have 7.3k shield, but don't worry. Like I said before, because this setup is mainly used for Gluttony, that chill resistance in your sensor external component is very important, because that will be furthermore enhanced by the inversion reinforcement that we're going to be using for this build. But first up is a high density chill particle membrane. Now every time you hit an enemy with your firearm, it will grant you more chill resistance, as you can see from the screen. And also, if you have completed this line, you will also unlock the composite element particle membrane, which will give you further attribute resistance every time that you have an attribute inversion reinforcement active. Okay, now it might seem that 7.3k shield is not enough, but don't worry, those combo, the chill resistance and the inversion reinforcement, will keep you alive every time that you get hit by one of Gluttony's attack, and I will show that to you in a sec. Alright, so as you can see from the screen, I have been hit by some of Gluttony's attack, and I'm still alive, so I can keep DPSing him. But make no mistake though, please do not face tank. And don't take the full blunt of his ice cannon or his laser guided ice cannon, because I guarantee you that you will still die. Okay, now let's go over and how to recover your shield every time that you get hit. So there are two ways to recover your shield in this setup. Firstly is a recovery maneuver in your inversion reinforcement. Now every time that you grapple, every 0.1 seconds you gain 2.5% of your max shield back up to 25%. You only need to grapple for about a second, then you will get that 25% of your max HP back, max shield I mean. But this has a cooldown of 20 seconds, so make sure to use this wisely. And the next one will be the conditional recharge module. Now, the conditional recharge module won't work if you're at the lowest point of your HP. So during the fight, if you need to recover your shield, make sure to pick up those HP consumables that the roly-polies drop, and then just spam your kills. That way you can recover your shield back. Okay, so another point is that maybe some of you will argue that what if we just use the shield setup with the Annihilation setup? It's another bad idea, because the Annihilation setup don't have max shield as their base stat, and with the Annihilation setup we only have 2.2k max shield, and that will defeat the purpose of having that extra damage while retaining some of our survivability. And also, some of you would argue as well, what if we just get rid of the conditional recharge and run it with walk tightrope, but instead just remove all your external components at the beginning of the fight, so you can still go below 50% and get walk tightrope buff. But I can't be bothered doing that one, so it's up to you if you want. It's up to you if you want to do it. But what if you get you die in the middle of the fight? Then if you get resurrected, you will have your full HP back, and during the fight you can't take those off again. So the only way to go below 50% is purposely get hit by Gluttony, and if you're not careful, you're gonna die. And one more thing, yes, you have below 50% HP, and let's just say that you don't die. What if you accidentally pick up those HP consumables that the bosses add drop during the fight? Then you will go above 50% HP again, and then yeah, you have to get purposely get hit again by Gluttony, and that might result to your death. Okay, so another thing. So what if we just use conditional recharge, walk tightrope, and have a bunch of HP with the Annihilation Set? Okay, so let's just say you are fighting Gluttony and you keep using your Q. I'm telling you right now, if you're not spamming your Q, if you're playing a Gunplay Hailey build, you are losing a lot of damage. Okay, so it takes about 5 Q skills to get to the lowest point of HP, and you will only have 2k of max HP left. And if you so much get hit by any of Gluttony's attack, if you so much get scratched by them, the roly-polies or the ice balls, if you happen to bump into them accidentally, I promise you, you will die. So all those extra damage, that extra damage from the Annihilation Set of 26% will be all for nothing. Yeah, it's up to you if you want to use that one, but I just don't want to go through the hassle of all that. Okay, so that is all from me today. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to leave a like. And if you're new to this channel and you find my content helpful, please do consider subscribing. Alright, so have a good day everyone, and happy hunting. Virgos out.